In life, growth feels like a hurtful stretch, right? It's this weird mix of exciting and uncomfortable. And change, it's like being pushed into a whole new world, leaving behind what feels safe and cozy. But you know what hurts the most? Staying the same when you could have been better. That feeling of missing out, of not taking the chance to level up, it's a real kicker. It's like saying no to becoming a better, upgraded version of yourself. That's a pretty tough kind of hurt. Hello and welcome to For the Win channel, where we'll be talking about practical ways to improve and elevate daily routines, personal satisfaction, and increase the quality of life, goals, expectations, mental health, or personal interactions. For today's video, we're going to talk about facing our fears to transform a better version of ourselves. Stay with us as we go into this journey of transformation and self-improvement. It's curious how we often struggle to accept ourselves wholly. There's an inherent discomfort in embracing the entirety of who we are, especially those aspects we've labeled as unacceptable. It's as though we engage in a constant battle within, rejecting parts of ourselves we deem unworthy or not fitting the image we wish to project. These pieces, the ones we deem as flaws with our ideal selves, often become the subject of inner conflict. We shy away from acknowledging them, preferring the discomfort of denial rather than facing the challenge of self-acceptance. One example of this is when a person you know is always seen as confident with a self-image of always being strong. However, deep down, they struggle with moments of self-doubt and vulnerability. When these feelings surface, they're swiftly pushed away, dismissed as weaknesses that don't align with their self-image. Instead of addressing these emotions, they bury them, avoiding any acknowledgement that contradicts their perceived strength. They allow a certain facade that fits the image they wanted, leaving behind parts that don't quite match up. But there are two sides to how we deal with this kind of discomfort. The part we're aware of, let's call it in this video the front stage or the conscious, and the part that's hidden away, that's our backstage or the unconscious. The front stage or the conscious part is where we consciously showcase our ideal selves, the image we want others to see. It's where we put forward what we consider good and acceptable while trying to deal with discomfort directly by maybe ignoring it, explaining it away, or pretending it's not there. Let's say a student in a classroom discussion is projecting an air of assuredness and intelligence. That student is actively participating, voicing well-thought-out opinions, and confidently sharing good perspectives. It's like they're showing their knowledge and competence on the front stage, presenting what they think is acceptable and impressive. But behind the scenes, in our backstage, our unconscious, that discomfort still hangs around. It's like a secret actor influencing our thoughts and feelings without us even realizing it. So, whether facing it head-on or sweeping it under the rug, discomfort finds its way to both the conscious and unconscious worlds. So, the student portrays a perfect front stage or conscious self, but their backstage or unconscious might be battling self-doubt or worrying about whether their contributions are good enough. These inner uncertainties and anxieties remain hidden from view, operating behind the scenes while the student maintains a confident front in the classroom. In looking at a scenario like that, it's not hard to see how our conscious and unconscious selves influence our daily lives. We all have this front stage, our conscious self, where we showcase what we want others to see, our confident, capable side. It's the part we're aware of and often strive to present in the best light. But what about our backstage, the fears, doubts, and thoughts hidden from the surface? How do we navigate that unconscious self? Understanding our front stage helps us comprehend how we portray ourselves, but knowing our backstage, our unconscious fears and motivations is equally crucial. It's recognizing fears and doubts that impact us, even when they're not in the spotlight. So while it's good to polish our front stage, it's equally important to understand our backstage to live more authentically and fully. But how do we do that? In the world of understanding our hidden selves, Jungian psychology offers invaluable insights. Carl Jung referred to our unconscious, that hidden backstage of our minds, as the shadow. This Jungian archetype is our repressed thoughts, vulnerabilities, desires, instincts, and imperfections. the parts of ourselves we bury or deny. This shadow influences our lives more than we realize. Despite our efforts to perfect our front stage, our conscious self, the shadow's presence persists. It's this persistent feeling of not enough or an inner sense of incompleteness that stems from the disconnect between our conscious image and the hidden aspects held within the shadow. Jung believed that integrating and accepting this shadow was crucial for personal growth and wholeness. Only by acknowledging and reconciling with these hidden parts can we find greater harmony within ourselves, bridging the gap between our front stage and our backstage to live more authentically and feel more complete. Returning to the scenario of the student with a polished front stage while harboring doubts backstage, we see a common struggle many face. Here, the student projects intelligence and confidence, yet beneath that exterior, uncertainty lingers regarding the value of their contributions in class. When it comes to dealing with this internal conflict, the student has a choice in how they handle their shadow, the hidden doubts and insecurities. One path involves letting these doubts consume them, perpetually questioning their worth and contributions and allowing the shadow to overshadow their confidence and growth. The alternative path involves a proactive approach, embracing the shadow by seeking feedback. This could mean reaching out to their teacher or classmates, asking for their thoughts on their contributions, and seeking guidance for improvement if necessary. By acknowledging the shadow and seeking external perspectives, the student can integrate feedback, grow from it, and bridge the gap between their perceived front stage and the reality of their shadow. This approach allows for a more constructive relationship with the shadow, fostering personal development and growth rather than allowing doubts to linger unchecked. Confronting our fears, doubts, and insecurities is a journey that demands both time and courage. Yet, in exploring the insights of Jungian psychology, it becomes apparent that taking small steps towards dealing with our shadow is the key to living authentically. Choosing to face our shadow may feel daunting, but it's a step towards living a fuller, more genuine life. Instead of creating a facade constructed to shield us from insecurities, embracing our shadow allows us to evolve and grow. It's about gradually peeling back the layers, acknowledging those tucked away fears and doubts, and integrating them into our conscious selves. In this journey, it's not about immediate transformation in just a snap of the fingers. It's about the courage to take those important steps, confronting pieces of our shadow at a time. By doing so, we pave the way to authenticity, a life less burdened by pretense and more enriched by self-awareness and acceptance. At the start of today's video, we talked about something. Not trying to be our best hurts more than taking small steps to change. It's like choosing regret over the slower discomfort of getting better. Remember, the sting of regret lasts longer than the little struggles of growing. So, what aspect of your shadow are you ready to embrace? Share it in the comments below. Whether it's doubts, fears, hidden talents, or something else entirely, acknowledging and embracing our shadows is a step toward transforming our lives. And if you found value in today's video, don't forget to support the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always notified when we have a new upload. Until next time.